Welcome to First Wing, a Fourth Wing podcast.
I'm Brianna, and this is the start of my Iron Flame journey.
And I'm Kendra, an experienced dragon rider here to help this second year. All right, just a quick note. This book contains explicit content, including swearing, sex, violence, and death. And so this podcast and this episode has violence. Direct violence, not just looking at violence.
It has torture.
Literally, if you have a hard time, more likely you've read this chapter because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
But if it's hard for you, you might want to skip those parts.
I always read so fast in stressful situations, and I had to read it so slow. Like, I just want it to be over.
I know. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Today we are discussing chapters 23 and 24 and 25. Last episode ended right as she got taken to go do RSC torture camp. She was with Zayden, and they took her right from where they were walking.
Yeah, that's right. God, sorry, that made me just think about the moment that we're going to talk about when she can talk to Zayden still. And I was like, why don't you just keep that line open? Like, it could have been soothing. But she's like, no. Anyways, whatever. Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah, but it could have also been distracting.
Well, especially with him going like, oh, I'm coming down there. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so blurb on the top of chapter 23. The things that happen behind closed doors in the writer's quadrant in order to turn young cadets into full-fledged writers are enough to turn even the staunchest of stomachs. Those prone to queasiness should not pry.
I love that this is like her content warning at the beginning of this chapter.
I know. Oh, that's really true. That's true. It's like the author is saying, by the way.
Yeah.
Be careful here.
It's coming.
That is from the famous Guide to the Writer's Quadrant by Major Offendra.
Yes.
Which is the unauthorized edition still. This is an unauthorized edition. I'm still curious about that book.
Me too. Is there an authorized edition?
Exactly.
How'd she get a hold of it?
Anyways. Okay, here we go. Chapter 23. So, they're given some kind of ridiculous secret phrase, right? Now they're each given a different one. I wasn't clear in the very beginning until Riddick blurts out his pretend one.
Yeah.
That they don't know each other's secret phrases.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's given one. It's the key can be found in my desk drawer.
Right. And I was like, okay, this is what I was thinking about earlier because she's so worried about RSC because of all the stuff she knows. But I was like, it's not like they're going to be asking those specific questions. I'm sure that they just have, a plan. It's a planned class.
There is a planned class. That doesn't mean that
But
Varish
I did
doesn't.
say, I'm like, well, okay, maybe Varish will ask specific questions.
This is Varish's first year, and he's come straight from being reprimanded for liking to torture too much. So it's like, he's just a ticking bomb.
It seems like a bad place to send him when there's a whole class every single year about torture.
Yeah.
At least there should have been also you can't be involved in RSC.
Yeah. Anything else.
Jeez.
So, they are brought into this, so there's a wall, hidden in the cliffside under the foundation walls of the quadrant that she's never seen before because it's very well hidden. So there's this little, space underneath everything, I guess, whatever.
But they're not taken off campus.
They're not taken off campus. And when they go in first, it's just this place where there's a desk and they have to unload all of their, weapons, and then they get moved into a steel force, reinforced whatever door, chamber.
Yeah, but not yet. They're still in the desk area for now because that's where they eat, right?
No, the first chamber.
Really?
Yeah. So there's two chambers. The antechamber they walk into looks like it could double as an office. A large wooden desk consumes the center of the space with a high back chair on one side and two on the others.
But see,
and then it says
2 pages later,
leading us into the chamber on the right. No, this is on the very first
fine, but
page.
They still go to another chamber, though.
So there's 2 chambers. One is the one that has the
weapons.
No,
that's the
there's
class.
3.
That's the
there's
classroom.
the antechamber they walk into, and then immediately within 3 paragraphs, he's walking them into one of the chambers with the steel reinforced door, and that's the one that has the table and the chairs, and then and the bunk beds.
Yeah.
And then the other chamber is where they can chain
with the rock in the chair and the drain.
Well, it's just a rock wall.
Oh.
So
apparently I wasn't reading slow enough because I was like, I guess there's chained to a rock. I guess there's just a rock. It's a cave. It's not weird for a cave to have a rock in it.
That does make sense, but it's a rock wall. That's funny. So he brings them into one chamber. They sit down. And, they do notice there's a bathroom there. So this is the beds, right? And
yes.
The bathroom. Okay, good. So he tells them we're in a classroom setting.
Uh-huh.
Because he's definitely trying to, make them relax, right? At this
yes.
moment? Which he says later, right?
Yes.
Anyways, so they can ask questions, blah, blah, blah. And he explains it like, we're just trying to, teach you how to survive capture.
He says that this is like assessment.
It's assessment.
No, he said the next couple days are instructional only. It's an assessment. So I guess what he, after reading these 2 chapters, this must mean like, if you pass, is this not a test? Like if you failed this, it's just a teaching moment. But what I thought it meant was it's only an assessment, meaning they're not going to do any of the torture.
Oh.
But I was like, but no, that seems weird.
Basically, if you give in at this point, we're not going to kill you.
Yeah, this is just assessment.
It's just assessing how good you are. And like Riddick says in the next sentence, so you know which buttons to push when it's the real thing.
Yeah.
So there will be a real thing. This is not the real thing.
Yeah, that'll be like the test you have to pass to move on to the 3rd year, I'm guessing. Yeah, anyways, I was like confused by this. I was like, what do you mean instructional? But then kind of throughout the chapter, he keeps on saying like, I'll come back soon. And when I do come back, I'll like give you notes on what you can do better. Like he was gonna come back every day.
That's
or
right, because he is talking about being the teacher in this case. And he also mentions here that like Vice Commandant Varish seems to have taken an interest, and I like how he's like, it's no doubt because of you have quite the legacy here with Cadet Sorengel. I mean, yeah, it is Cadet Sorengel, but that's not because she's a legacy.
Yeah, right.
Anyways, so unfortunately, it looks like we'll all be evaluated in how we handle this.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, so we'll be evaluated. So does that mean that Varish won't be the one doing the torturing? In theory, that is how that should be working. I think that was how it's
supposed to be, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And when he said we'll all be, I think he's talking about himself as well.
Yeah. What he thinks is happening, but that's not really what's happening.
Yeah, he seems pretty clueless, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I don't think Varish gives a crap about if Professor Grady's doing a good job or not.
Yeah,
he just wants to kill Violet. He wants to get the information out of her. And then kill her.
Yeah. So they bring food and drink. And he says, eat and drink. You won't have the opportunity once we enter the scenario. Also, there's a patch up for grabs if you manage to escape. Though, from what I've heard, no squad has managed it in the last decade.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, they won't mention this unless they're going to do it. Like, they wouldn't mention, like, no one's ever... Like, they wouldn't mention this unless they're going to do it. Or someone's going to do it.
Right.
I wasn't confident if it would be this exact time. Or if, like, this next time they get brought in, they have a plan and they do it. But yeah.
Did you think anything when they said eat and drink and brought food?
I was a little suspicious, but I didn't know anything down because I was like, are they really going to pull that twice? You know what I mean?
Tried to.
Yeah, they did. But I was like, this is different. Like for land nav, it made perfect sense to do that. But I didn't think about the fact that
also the signet.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, hold on. But they also said this is the first year they're doing this. Mm-hmm. So you're telling me that this class is already really hard. That they've already...
They're like too many people get through this class. Yes. We have to kill more people.
I'm like, okay, make this really hard class even harder. Like, you're saying, like, there's a patch if you escape. So they want you to try to escape, right? Like, that would show how good you are. And yet, they're... But I guess he said, like, that's the lesson. Like, you're always in a scenario. So maybe, like, what they did... is actually what they want to happen. Like they don't want you to take the drink.
Should you be eating and drinking from a person who's about to torture you? Like don't be stupid.
Yeah.
It's very possible.
I guess that's what it is, like just to teach them another lesson, but I'm like, why would you make this class harder? So that's why I didn't think they would do it.
Yeah, I remember the first time reading this not thinking about it.
Yeah.
And then after this being like every time there's food and drink being like, oh my god. So
I was like kind of waiting for something to happen with it, and you'll see I made a note about not the thing that was going to happen.
Okay.
Because I was like, they were talking about this food a lot more than necessary.
Not only that, they like literally talk about every time someone touches the mug. So, okay, good. And obviously I'm reading it knowing what's happening, so I notice all the mug touching.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Riddick is like, we're going to get the patch, and Professor Grady's like, confidence. I like that in a second year. He's such like a good old boy type of, but also like have fun getting tortured type of. I mean, he's weird. Anyways, so he's like, I'll let you know when we begin the scenario. Until then, you all need to share a secret. Something no one else outside of the four of you could possibly know. And yes, we're going to try and force it out of you along with the secret phrases you've already been given. So then, he's like instructing them, don't forget, your coping mechanisms, have faith, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing this to you. No, we're doing this for you, not to you.
Yeah.
Anyways, blah, blah, blah. So he leaves. Rhiannon's like, okay, we have to keep our voices down because this is not like shielded like they could hear out there.
Yes.
We're definitely locked in. And, Violet mentions it's so civilized while she's looking at all the plates and stuff like that, the food and stuff, which again is a sign, right? Like, is that not a sign? Anyways.
Yeah. They're like keeping track? This is what I noted, that I was like, why do they keep on telling you the exact order that the jam is being handed around? That's the thing. I was like, it's so weird that we're keeping track of, like, who has the jam first, second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, she does put a lot of, like, instead of just eating or drinking, there's like, the knife is handed to me, then I hand the knife to Sawyer, and then
there's only one knife. I'm like, what part of this is relevant? Because we're really talking about this.
It would be very relevant if one of them was smart enough to pocket the knife, although they probably would have asked where the knife went.
True.
Yeah, because Sawyer's signet could have, like, made that knife
into a key, maybe,
or even picked up and stabbed the writer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're supposed to kill your...
They don't seem to have any rules.
They don't seem to, like, oh, well, good job. Anyways, that's funny. Yeah. So they're going to start doing their personal, like, secrets. Rhiannon says, Violet and I snuck out to see family, and Riddick's like, badass. Didn't know you had that in you to break the rules, Violet. And then Rhiannon says, oh, Violet's full of secrets, aren't you?
But, like, I'm like, it's so funny that they think of her as such a rule follower when she breaks the rules all the time, even from the beginning.
Even from going and sneaking out and getting poison in the middle of the night.
And keeping Xaden's secret even when they didn't even really know each other at all. And then,
I mean, her outside persona is this following the rules because she knows all the codex and blah, 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 you know, she can, like...
She's like, no, I know them, so I know how to get around them.
That's right.
I mean, even the way she got the gauntlet
was totally rule breaking. Yeah, that is weird.
That is something that they all knew that happened.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not likely to go play hooky or anything like that.
No. Well, she did miss part of RSC to go, like, storm into the scribes.
Get mad.
Yeah. But whatever. It does kind of seem funny that they think this of her.
I know. And then Riddick's like, whoa, am I picking up on some tension? And then Rhiannon and her are both like, nope. And then she, like, Rhiannon sighs and looks away, and they're just like, okay, we're not really gonna,
get into this. We need cohesive.
It needs to be a good
team building right now.
Exactly. The blurb in the next chapter is crazy, right? Okay, good.
Yes.
So, sorry, I just remembered that. Like, when I read this time, I was like, wow.
They're really trying to get you.
They're really trying to get you worried. Sorry. Sawyer says his secret is he never told his parents he had to repeat, and that he just, like, they just assume he's in his third year now. It makes you wonder what he's going to think next year.
He's like, oh, I'm going to be a professor for 1 year.
He's like, whatever he says. And he's embarrassed, and, Violet's cute and says, you're not an embarrassment. Okay, but see, in this time, so she's like, I reached for my mug. And then the next time it says Riddick wraps his hands around his mug.
Uh-huh.
So there's all these mug things, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Riddick's secret is terrified of snakes. Sawyer says that's a Shay secret, but it's not.
No.
Jack being allergic to oranges was used against him.
Having
and
any
could have killed him.
Weakness at all is not good.
Mm-hmm.
So keeping your weaknesses close to your chest, that's good. This is so funny, this moment here.
She says, I'm in love with Xaden Ryerson. And then she's like, I can say those words to anyone but who isn't Xaden in her head. And then,
but you have already told him, to be fair.
Yeah, but not now. Like, she won't say it now.
Yeah.
Riddick says, I hate to break it to you, but that's not a secret. And she's like, yes, it is. And then Sawyer's like, no, it's really not. And then Rhiannon's like, it hasn't been for a while. You're going to have to do better than that.
Everybody knows.
They're like, also everyone else knows. So, like, who cares?
Everyone in the entire... You know what? Every writer who has a dragon knows at this point. Everyone. The king. You know what? The king probably knows.
Oh, hopefully not.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Hopefully not.
She's like thinking about all of her secrets. She's like, I can't tell them any of these. I have too many secrets. So she's like, can't it just be the same as Rhiannon? They're like, no. And she's like, okay, I'm going to give them one thing. And I like what she gave them.
Me too.
But it's also like a little bit of a, how does she, like, why does she know? Because Xaden told her, right? When she was there. I don't think he was supposed to tell her.
Yes.
I mean, the fact
that
everyone...
How does she phrase it? She says infantry. Yeah.
Our infantry is killing...
But she does lie to them because she says she saw it at Reston. No, sorry. She saw it at Samara.
That's where
Which is where Xaden is. Yeah. You're right.
No, so Xaden told her because she knows everything at this point. So, like, she needs to know that too.
Yeah.
And it makes sense with everything she knows. I can see how this is one of those secrets. It's like, it could be based off of what Markham had done with, like, oh, these people trying to come in and all this stuff, that you could be like, that's like horrible, but at the same time, it kind of fits with what had happened.
But it's like the infantry knows that they're killing them. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
It's not like the same type of secret that the Venom is, where it's like, no one can know, no one can talk about it. It's like, okay, like, people do know this is happening. It's just not being publicly broadcast.
Okay, good. Yeah, so she says specifically, because I didn't actually say it, was our infantry is killing Promish civilians at the border. And then they're all like, no way. And she's like, yep, happened in Samara. Whether or not we're getting updated battle brief, it's happening. Good enough secret? And they're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then right then she lifts her mug, and because, thank goodness, because she has worked with, herbs and poisons and all that, after her last time smelling it, she's now recognizing it.
Because Rhiannon did smell it earlier and didn't notice.
Yeah, she said apple juice, which is also, I heard, a great one to hide poisons in.
Really? Good to know.
Good to know. So anyways, so she's about to drink it, and then she yells, stop, don't drink it, and sets it down like the poison it is.
Yeah, and I was like, see, I knew there was something happening. I just really was like, it's not gonna be this again. It was this again.
Yes, it's this again. Yeah, so they're like, oh shit, we're being disattached to our dragons, whatever. Disconnected to our dragons. And also, we won't be able to use our signets, so they dump all the stuff in the toilet.
And they say to fake it.
There should always be a toilet or a plant when you have poison that you need to dump out.
Yeah, so true.
Or you could maybe throw it on the floor and then someone has to force himself to throw up all over it on top of it.
So smart. Or just pee. If there's not a toilet.
That's true. You're like, I really had to pee. Okay. I like how we're thinking of all these solutions here.
But they're saying to fake it.
Yes.
We need, it's probably better if we just pretend that they got us, which it definitely is. Not because 100%. Because then, yeah, anyways.
And they're going to get mad again, as they would get mad, and they would say something. So they do that perfectly. But yeah, she also points out this is why we had the biscuits.
Yeah.
The biscuits make you thirsty.
Make you so thirsty.
So anyways, they're like, Riddick says, fuck tomorrow. I say we break out tonight. Probably like him. He's thinking like me and like, I hate being thirsty. Let's just break out tonight. No. I hate being thirsty so much. Anyways, he says there has to be keys you can transport, right? And Rhiannon's like, not through walls. I'm close, but not there yet. So
that's good to know. Update on her signet.
Again, we know these signets get more powerful as you use them.
Yeah.
And then to Sawyer, you can bend the metal hinges. And then Riddick's like, I can pull moisture out of the air and force ice through the lock.
Yeah.
That's cool. I wonder if he could put moisture into the lock and then expand it so it breaks the lock. I wonder if that would work.
Yeah, it would make more sense to put not ice, just water into the lock, because then when water turns to ice, it expands.
Yeah, unless the whole idea then, unless you can expand it to such a precise amount that it fits the exact lock hole so you could turn it.
That would be probably something you could do next year.
Yeah,
that seems like some hard
pretty
wielding.
Intense. Okay, good. And then Violet's like, well, I'm absolutely no use in this situation. I mean, yes, that's true. Right now, what would she do?
Yeah.
Set the place on fire while they're stuck in there?
If she could aim.
Will she just kill someone? I'm surprised her and Xaden have made it through all the sex they've had. What if she just for some reason it doesn't ever go towards her?
I mean, she has, I feel like she has it in her to aim. She just hasn't unlocked it yet.
Yeah.
So she at least has enough
self-preservation to send it off, yeah.
To not shoot herself with it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. So the door swings open. Professor Grady walks in. They go, we can't reach our dragons. You tricked us. And he says, lesson number 1. We're always in a scenario.
Yeah. But they actually passed that lesson. Kind of. I mean, they didn't suspect it.
He doesn't know that, but they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. That's right. And I think they'll learn from now on not to drink or eat. Well, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Okay, good. So then they go into the next chamber. This is the one where Riddick, Rhiannon, and Sawyer are chained to the rock wall that they've been ordered to sit against. Not the rock.
Right. I mean, it is rock.
Yeah.
It's just a rock wall.
Yeah. But their wrists are cuffed in hanging manacles. That means their hands are above their head. Also, that
sounds uncomfortable.
Is uncomfortable because then your hands eventually start to tingle and then they start, they fall asleep. So anyways.
Well, maybe they can stand up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they were ordered to sit against it, but that doesn't... Yeah.
Whatever. Why are we following orders? You should just fight Grady right now.
Fight Grady right now. Right. It's not... It's a scenario. They're, not even chained up. He literally said, lesson 1, you're always in a scenario. They should have tied him down at that moment and left.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Imagine just following the orders of your captors. Okay. Yes, sir. I'll go sit down.
I love it. That is what they should have done the minute he said you're always in a scenario. No one else was there. Okay. Got it. Anyways. They chain everybody up but Violet, and so she's like, oh, good, I get the seat, which means she's the one getting tortured.
Yeah, and there's a drain, and she's like, try not to think about the drain. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, gosh.
Anyway, so he's leaving because he's like, hey, you might not trust me again if I'm the one torturing you. And I think that's actually super smart. He's going to help them afterwards. You don't want him to help him after he's just done what these guys do,
Yeah. So I was like, oh, so maybe it is Varish. Yes and no.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, because he makes it that way, but that's not what it's supposed to be.
No, he's just breaking all the rules, bro.
Exactly. So then he just reminds them a few things. They'll try to separate you, turn you against one another, make you think that talking is an act of mercy, use strategies from your reading. from your reading. Lean on one another. I'll be just outside the entrance. You make it to me. You earn that patch. Good luck. And he leaves. And then
I forgot that line. You make it to me.
Yeah.
So that means when they run out at the end of this chapter, he should be right out that door.
Right. So you need to read the next chapters.
I don't know what happens.
Anyways, Riddick says, "Is now a good time to admit that I haven't done this portion of the reading?"
God,
Riddick.
Only your life depends on it.
Okay, buddy. Two writers come in. She's never seen them before. One man, one woman. And they're all like, you are prisoners selected for interrogation.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, so I guess not Varish.
No.
For now.
No. So they're like, you have one piece of information, give it up now, all ends. And then Riddick blurts out, my map is under my mattress. And then Violet actually thinks that he's giving away a secret.
Yeah.
Ye of so little faith.
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyways.
I mean, he did just say he didn't do the reading, so.
She's like, man, I'm pretty sure the first thing you would know is not to give it all up.
Yeah.
But then the guy or the girl?
The guy.
He's like, going with the start lying immediately so they won't know when you tell the true strategy. Good one. But unfortunately for you, my signet is similar to Lieutenant Nora's.
Who we don't know who that is, do we? I don't think so.
Okay, fine. I know who that is, and I couldn't remember. Anyways, and has to do with your bodily functions. In layman terms, I'll know when you're lying, and you are lying. So anyways, after he says this about lying, the woman just smacks Violet. Anyways, Taryn's freaking out. She's like, not now. I'm like, come on, Taryn. This is like the time when he like starts like yelling at her when she starts fighting Jack.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you gotta be quiet. She's concentrating.
Yeah.
Because she has this thing where she like puts her pain in a box and just kind of like puts it away.
Yeah,
know?
it's not helpful if you're like freaking out about it.
She needs to concentrate for that, you know?
Yeah.
And so they're all saying like, you know, hopefully if we like beat you up, basically the other guys will give up something, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so she gets hit again. Anyways, I'm trying not to like get into it really with everybody, but she swears at them and they're like, quite the mouth for a general's daughter. And Violet's like, who do you think I got it from? And then the woman actually smiles and then has to put her mask back on. I can't imagine having this job. Like, why don't you just go torture second years?
I know.
Anyways, but it sounds like she's like has some goodness in her, I guess, from that smile. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, they're like, well, I don't know, maybe because they've hit her now like 3 times. They're like, maybe she's not the key. Like maybe you're all sick and tired of having to carry her frail weight. She tips Riddick's head up and says, or maybe she's only strong for herself.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a lot closer to the truth, actually.
Yeah, she does have more of that like can't let someone else be hurt on her type of thing that like almost every main character has in books.
Yep.
Anyway, so he gets hit and she's like trying not to freak out.
Yeah.
But then this woman looks at her and says, you have the power to make it stop. Anyways, so she just closed her eyes while he gets hit because that's better than giving in. And then they're like, okay, we'll let them sit. They'll soften up in a couple hours. We'll come back. And now they're alone and they're like, well, this fucking sucks, you know?
Yes.
But Riddick's like, if that's our opening, what's next? And Rhiannon says, they'll try to turn us against one another. We don't break, okay? And they're like, yes.
Yep.
So there's just hours of waiting and not knowing. And then it says here, like, the not knowing when they're going to come back and dish out worse. And then worse comes and leaves us all with more bruises in various places. So is that them going through time right there?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is
They left and they came back and they left again.
They came back, yeah, okay. Yeah, because she says, I'm pretty sure the last blow left Sawyer concussed, so.
Yikes.
They don't know how much time it is, and then she suddenly realizes she can ask Zayden.
Yeah, because he's
which
still
I
there.
totally forgot he was around.
Yeah.
She says, what time is it? And he's like, almost midnight, and he's going to ask if she's okay. And she's like, don't finish that question. You know what happens down here. And he's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, it is really helpful that she can talk to him.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also helpful that they're all in the room together. I almost would wonder what would happen if they'd separated all of them. If it would have been more effective, you know?
I don't think so. Plus, it doesn't, like, help with their, like, they're trying to get them a typer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But also, like, they talked about, like, it's harder to, like, watch your teammates go through this almost than to go through it yourself. So, in that way, maybe not. The only, like, the good tactic you can use when you separate people is lie to them.
Yeah, and say something like that person
already broke. You're the last one standing. Like, you could end it all. It's only you. They all broke. Like, you could say stuff like that. But that's pretty much, like, the only
good
upside
part about
to that, I'd say.
Sawyer's asking, like, if Taryn was listening for the bells, and she was about to say not exactly. I assume they know she can talk to Zayden.
No one knows this.
But they've like had this, like, they're arguing with each other.
Yeah, but they were like, they're not even talking. Like, this is weird. Their whole reaction was like, this is weird. What is happening?
Okay.
No one, like, Xaden told her not to tell anyone this at the beginning because it could like be used to their advantage, which they've done multiple times in, like, when he was, you know, wing leader.
Yeah, because then if no one knows, then maybe the leadership won't know and stuff like that.
Yes.
Wow. So I was like a little bit like, what? Don't they know?
They don't know.
They don't know.
And I think that it should stay that way. Like, you can trust them fully, but this is like such an advantage to them as well as you.
Yeah, for sure.
That them not knowing is just like smarter.
Yeah. And it's funny because his question was, is Taryn listening for the bells? Because generally speaking, I don't think a dragon knows what time it is.
Yeah. He could say if it was nighttime.
Yeah. Well, he could say the sun went down some time ago.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how much their time sense is the same. Like, I don't know how you explain it.
If
But
you live a lot longer, it's probably not the
it's
same.
nighttime, it's daytime, it's noon, it's whatever.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
I'm tired. Okay, good. So now a guy comes in with a mug and is like, who's thirsty? If you... Oh, you don't even have to give me your secret. You just have to tell me one of their personal ones, right? So he's talking to Sawyer. And he's like, it doesn't count as breaking. It's just a personal detail that doesn't mean anything. And I guess Sawyer says, fuck you. And he's like, pity. You're just not thirsty enough yet. Don't worry. You'll get there. He goes to Riddick, Rhiannon, whatever. They're all the nope. And then Varish walks in saying, tight-knit group, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
Eyeing them with unfettered joy.
Disgusting.
He's just excited.
Yeah.
He gets off on this.
Definitely. He's crazy.
This is one of those guys, sorry for being very explicit here, but he's just one of those guys that would much rather have torture to jack off on than a woman.
Yeah.
Or a man.
Yeah. He's a psycho.
He's a psycho. Okay, so Varish says, doesn't someone usually give up a personal detail by now? And they're like, they do, sir, which actually makes them feel good. They're like, look at us go.
Yeah.
We're good.
But it's somehow the way that he like praises them doesn't seem like praise. It seems like you know, like he's not proud of them. He doesn't want them to be doing
annoyed.
Good. Yes.
But it doesn't matter because they're still proud.
Yes. I know, but he's just... Ugh. Also, like, side note here, Dain would have been learning that this class exists for the first time and starting to go through the process of learning about interrogation and knowing that they're going to be tortured this year at the same time as he was just freaking out and trying to get Violet
out. Interesting. He could have been like, well, this is going to kill her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was terrified of her. He was getting more and more terrified.
As he learned more and more about what was going to happen.
That's right, because this is what's happening when...
Gauntlet.
Right, when Gauntlet's happening.
Yeah.
And he wants to stop her before she walks into presentation. Because I think that's the moment.
Yes.
Well, threshing is really the moment.
No, it would be when she... He didn't want her to get to threshing because he thought that she would get killed during threshing. Yeah. Because no one would be able to stop her from getting killed.
Oh, but I also thought it was because if she did bond... Yes. There would be no way back.
He could say that, but then he was probably thinking, like, if she bonds, this is what's facing her next year, and she can't take this.
Can't change it. Yeah. Woo! Interesting. It's a true point. Yeah, so like you said, Varish is impatient. He says here it's taking too long.
Yeah. I'm like, go away. Like, why are you even here?
I thought he'd be excited about it taking this long, because then he could get just more torture, right?
I guess.
I don't know. So then the woman says, sir, we're using standard interrogation protocol. And he says, then it's a good thing that I'm here. This is my area of expertise. Interrogation.
That's not how this works. Like, that's not how this class works.
Nope. What? And I have just the thing to crack them in record time. Again, not how this class works. This is not supposed to be let's steal their secrets. This is supposed to be torture.
It's supposed to be teaching them how to withstand torture, not just
a mind reader.
I was literally, the second he comes out, I was like, that's just cheating.
Yeah, okay. We're going to get to it because I have so much to say. So, we're at the very end here. He's like, come in, don't be shy. And then Rhiannon is scared, so she must be facing the doorway or something. And then you hear, I believe you all know wing leader Atos.
It's terrible. That is just straight up cheating.
Yeah, it is. So then you turn the page, right? And you're now on chapter 24 with this beautiful blurb that says, every few years, a squad comes along that defies all expectations. They rise through the ranks, secure every patch, win every challenge, and then they inexplicably falter, then fall. They call it the burnout effect. They flare too fast, too bright to sustain the pace. Sad, really, but mildly entertaining to watch them turn on one another. And that's how they start this chapter.
I know. I was like, well, that's a really ominous way to start the chapter. But then they seem fine through this chapter, and then I'm just scared. Well, sometimes they do this for other chapters.
I know. It's just set there to terrify you.
Oh, God.
Anyways, Dain walks in. He widens as he takes stock of her bruised and swollen face and says, Violet.
Right.
So then she says to Xaden, Dain is here. I mean, I guess it's okay to warn him, but also whatever.
Yeah.
He can't do anything about it. But I think she just needed to communicate that to someone who would understand more than anything how sucky this is.
How scary that is right now.
Yeah. And she's like, she says this can't happen. I'm unsure how much Dain knows, but it's definitely not as much as I do.
Is that her, like, worrying about him learning stuff and then him being in danger?
I don't think so. I think it's... Oh, maybe. I didn't see it that way. I just thought it was like he still could... Not only could he find out what I know, but he could actually find out stuff that he doesn't know, like about...
That would get, like, Xaden
Brennan, Arisha. Like, there's so much more that she knows.
Yeah.
Even if he knows all that his dad knows, she would know more.
Yeah, that makes more sense. I like that better. I don't want her to feel bad for him.
There's still a 1% of her that cares for Dain.
Yeah.
So Xaden says, I'm on my way. Which, there's so much about that statement, considering what Varsh says later.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
I
was like, to do what, though? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, break them out?
Full out.
Steal Violet and run to Arisha?
Totally. So, I mean, you know, he wants to be the hero.
Yeah.
But he also would like to not have the whole plan and all of his people suddenly
True.
on the death sentence.
He does say that, too. It's like, our entire movement would be at risk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's like, you can't do anything. She starts enforcing her shields. Sawyer's like, why is her wing leader here? Riddick, the innocent one, which I'm so glad he said this, because it actually worked out to our advantage.
Yeah.
Says he's advocating for her like Ryerson said a wing leader should. Aren't you? And there's hope in his voice. Oh. So then she says he's not, which I don't think that was his plan. He was called in.
He didn't
even know what he was doing.
Yeah.
But then he does state... because of that little hint. Regulations state that writers should be healthy before beginning interrogation assessment. Dain barks, ripping his gaze from mine to address Varish. Cadet Sorengale is clearly not healthy.
Yeah. So, like, earlier... Whatever. Earlier, like, this is basically what Xaden was saying, and they just brushed him off, but it's actually...
part of
regulation. But then Varsh is like, it says they should be. They don't have to be. I'm like, okay.
That's exactly what he says.
Jesus.
And he says something that's very true, but remember, this is supposed to be assessment.
This is the first day.
It's more realistic that a rider would be wounded when captured, and that is true.
Yeah, but again, like, isn't this a learning?
This is a learning experience.
Experience is not supposed to be the thing day one.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So here, Dain says, what am I doing here? And Varys says, testing a theory, but while we're waiting for our guest to arrive... Mm-hmm. You should practice on her. So he's waiting for Xaden to arrive.
Yeah.
Brianna, you're Brianna. Violet goes, oh, and she's like now mad. She says to Xaden, don't come. Varsh wants to see if you will. I think he's testing the bond blocking mixture. So he wants to know if but then how does he even know they're talking to each other? Oh, but see, it could be talking to Taryn to Sigale to Xaden.
Yes,
okay,
fully.
Good. It could.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was testing the theory of like, I'm theorizing that the two of them can speak to each other.
Oh, I was also thinking he's testing the theory that Xaden loves Violet so much she's going to come down here. But that, again, he wouldn't know that unless whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be all of those things.
But yes, I guess she could be right in thinking that he's trying to see if they actually did take the stuff or if it's actually working to its full capacity or whatever.
Yeah. Well, he says while you're waiting for a guest, you should practice on her. So guess who he wants her to practice on? Him to actually see if Xaden comes in, he can, add Xaden to this whole interrogation process. Like he could.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? And then Dain getting his hands on Xaden would be, oh my goodness.
But Xaden's shields are too powerful. Dain could never get
through
them.
Varsh doesn't know this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying that would be like, what's it called? A feather in his cap if he could get that information out of Xaden and find out what's happening,
Definitely.
And I think that's what he's thinking here when he says you can in the meantime, you should practice on her.
Yeah.
Xaden says if he sees your memory, the entire movement is at risk. And she's like, well, if you come in here whipping shadows around, he'll know I have something to hide. And this will just become a real interrogation, which is exactly what I'm thinking. Your only option is to trust that you train me well enough.
The 2 times that he's changed.
Apparently, I don't know. And then he says Violet, and then... she shoves the last brick in place and blocks Xaden out. What did Xaden say about the time you can eventually block me out is the time we're both dead?
Yeah.
Is she that good?
I guess she's gotten that good. So he shouldn't worry then.
Either that or she just died. Wait. No, he would know that. Okay,
Yeah, but I mean, if she's gotten that good, then hopefully maybe that's what helps give him the confidence to not come.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he's like,
there's
oh,
no way
somehow,
Dane's
yeah.
getting through that then.
Yep. So Dane's like, you want me to, and then lifts his brows. And then Varsh is like, yes, use your signet on her only to draw the secret phrase, of course.
Yeah, and I'm like, that...
Which changes very fast.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way that's true. And then he's like, actually, let's learn everything. I'm like, okay. Why'd you even say that then?
So he says this in front of everybody. This is why this guy is so dumb. Varsh is so dumb. His interest in torture overwhelms his rationality, because he just gave away Dane's signet to all of those writers there.
And he says they all knew, but only Rhiannon knew.
And she was told to keep a secret. Now, there's no reason to keep this a secret. They could tell everybody.
Yes.
No one's saying, oh, by the way, keep this a secret. Like, you know?
Yeah.
So
dumb. He's so dumb.
He is so dumb. And Dane's like, I'm not doing this. And then this is where this paragraph is crazy. Then who are you going to practice on to extend your ability past recent events? What recent events? We're running out of civilians around here for Nolan to mend. Huh? And if you think she hasn't told the rest, okay, your little secret, whatever. But those two lines, extend your ability past recent events. We're running out of civilians around here for Nolan to mend. What the hell is happening?
See, then I started going on a whole different direction, but then Nolan's conversation with Varsh a little bit later puts me back onto my other train of thought. And so now I'm like, are two separate things happening? Or are they related? Or is he just saying words? Like, I don't know.
I mean...
But it sounds like they're taking random civilians for Dain to practice memory stealing on.
But somehow it's hurting them enough to mend them.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe he's like stealing their very soul, and that's why it's soul mending. But now I'm like, no.
I like that. I
don't
like
think
that.
so.
I mean, you know what? Hey, I'm not even going to say no, because maybe I don't know something here. But anyways, she also then realizes from this, Carr is her teacher, Varsh is Dain. So this was what I was saying on our last recording when I was saying about Carr trying to, I didn't want to say like, oh, it's possible other professors with similar signets are personally training those signets. So that's what's happening here, is Varsh is personally training Dain.
Yuck. Way to make Dain a worse person.
And then we're like, what the hell?
Let's put him in close contact with like the worstest of person.
But obviously, so now we're wondering what is his signet, if he has enough of a similarity to, or have enough of a knowledge to train someone who has something that it is actually supposed to be not allowed.
Yeah, it's like borderline.
It's borderline that.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'm like, that's a good question. Like, what is his signet? I really do wonder. Can't be anything good. Not with someone like him. If it's a reflection of who you are as a person, can't be good.
Right. And Dain obviously doesn't like what he said, because maybe it's because she said she's told the rest of her squad a little secret, so he stiffens and his eyes are searching mine because he's wondering if she did. Well,
she could have said no. I didn't.
Told one, but that was more because Violet figured it out.
Rhiannon.
Rhiannon. Yeah, that's the one.
Also, maybe Varsh's signet is like being able to like sense the weakness of another person, but like beyond just, but like in a magical sense, like it glows and like lights up, because like he hits Violet right in her shoulder. Now you can just think like, well, it was in a sling, like it's pretty obvious which part of you was injured. Maybe like being able to sense that about a person is maybe similar enough to like reading minds, I guess.
Yeah,
like being able to sift through memories. I don't know.
Yeah, fascinating. Varsh is now going into where I said, like, we're not talking about the secret phrase anymore here. Nope. He says, this is what your signet is made for. You're the first line of defense, Ados. She could be a Peromish spy or a Griffin rider. You could save the entire kingdom by just plucking her secrets from her memory. You can see what really happened that day when the two marked ones were killed by, and then he cocks his head to the side, Griffins, wasn't it? Cadet Sorengale? Again, I mean, he's now feeding Rhiannon, like, after all she knows, right?
Yeah, that's so true. But also, it's like, so he does know then. Or Ados told him something.
No, I'm going to say at this point,
he definitely knows.
He knows. I mean, he knows something.
Yeah.
The truth is waiting, wing leader, Atos, and you're the only one who can see it.
Disgusting.
Gross. And then Riddick's like, holy shit, he can what? Which obviously just goes and proves that wrong, at least for Riddick, right?
Right.
And she's thinking, how can someone be so familiar and yet such a stranger? He's the same boy I climbed trees with, the same one I ran to whenever anything went wrong. He's also the reason that girl and Liam are dead.
Yeah.
Okay. If we ever made stickers, we're literally just going to do a sticker that has her name on it.
With like a question mark.
Question mark. Because it's like become I don't know. Inside my head, this is a hilarious joke.
Oh, it is.
I just hope everybody else
Every
is
time
loving
it shows up on page, it's better than the time before.
I know. I just like can't get over it because also someone taught us how to say it, and we were like, man, we don't need to learn it.
We were like,
we're never gonna say it again.
It doesn't matter. She's dead now. Comes up every chapter. It's like, okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so then Varish whispers to Dain, "You could learn what she sees in him, why she chose him over you. Don't you want to know? All the answers are right there. You just have to know where to reach." Wow.
Yeah, he's really trying his best.
Gross.
Here. Really trying.
He goes to reach out his hands to her face,
Yeah.
and then she says no, and he says no. He says no. He slowly refuses, drops his hands. His gaze falls away from hers. "I will not participate in an interrogation assessment of a cadet with a prior injury."
Uh-huh.
As he walks out the door.
I was like, okay, first of all, good that you've learned what consent is, finally. Second of all, the only time that his rule following has been a good thing.
I think he's using that as an excuse not to do something with piss Violet off more. I don't think he's really like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yes, but he did also already kind of say something about it. But yeah, he is using it as a reason to get out of it without, like, being called, like,
Insubordination.
Yes. But
yeah,
still.
like he has an out he's very happy with. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, wow. Varish is like, well, that was disappointing and anticlimactic.
Especially because Dain didn't even show up. Now he's really mad.
Yeah. Fucking rule follower. Back to typical tactics, I guess. And then he hits her so hard on her dislocated shoulder that she passes out.
Isn't that, like, better, though? Like, you were doing a bad job torturing if you made her pass out.
He was just so mad. He overdid it.
He did.
He overdid it. So when she wakes up, Nolan hovers above her.
Yeah, and I was thinking, oh, so, like, they do use a mender then. Nope, not quite.
Nope, this is special just for Violet.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're now back in that room with the beds.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for a second I thought that they were, like, because it was like, oh, they're all in bunk beds. And I was like, oh, so they're in the healer's quadrant. Like, I thought it was over.
Thought they were in the healer's quadrant.
Yeah.
Every time I read this until this time.
Yeah.
But then also that didn't make any sense because what happens later.
Yeah.
But I think every time I read this, my first thought is they are in some kind of healer's thing. And then I thought maybe it was like an attached another room that was just for healers, but no. Okay. It's just that room with the bunk beds.
Yeah.
So Nolan here is interesting. Okay, so hold on. We find out it's morning, right?
Uh-huh.
Xaden's gone. Nolan says the vice commandant called me to heal you so he can shatter you again and again until you break. I'm on orders to remain in the antechamber for the rest of your interrogation. Antechamber?
That would be the chamber where the weapons
I know.
are.
I was just wondering if I said it right.
Oh.
Which he's extended until tomorrow.
Yeah. Not really allowed to do that, but okay.
Yeah, Sawyer says, is that normal? And Nolan says, no. He wants whatever it is you know, Violet. And then he says, is it worth holding on to? And she nods. And he says, is it worth watching your squad mates tortured? And she nods. And he says, I think I've had my head buried in other matters for too long. He sighs. Why don't you walk me to the door?
Yeah.
He does something here that's a kindness.
Yes, he really checks in with her, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, you sure about this? Okay, well, if you're sure, then plan B it is.
Yeah, it is interesting that he's, well, first of all, he doesn't know anything that's going on, obviously, because he's like
busy
shit's happening.
Doing something else.
Obviously, which we hear about in a bit more of. Anyways, but then he cares for her. He does care for her. Anyways, okay, so he walks with her over. He says, you better find a way out. He whispers, right? And then he speaks. That's all he does when he gets her over there, because he wants her to hear that he's
gonna take
not gonna lock,
and they're gonna leave.
And he doesn't lock the window, which ends up never even helping us here.
I think it's so they could hear out there.
Oh, maybe that's what it is. Okay, I was like, what's the point of that? And then he says to this other person who turns out to be Varish, I've been thinking about my other patient. What about him? He spent the night in the infirmary again. Sorengil will have to sleep off the mending for another hour or so. Why don't you walk back with me and see if your particular skills could be of use?
So what are his skills? What is his signet?
I might be overlooking something.
Yeah, so this is confusing in many regards. This brings me back to thinking, like, okay, he said I've done as much as I can for him.
Yeah, because Varish asks, you think the sessions are failing? And he says, I think I've done all I can for him. I'm not going to sit here. Oh.
But it's just, like, confused. So it's like, Varish doesn't seem like the type of person that would have a signet that would make someone better in any way. Because he's an asshole. But at the same time, he's like... Nolan is saying I could use your skills... But then also saying I've done everything I can for him.
What was this thing
doesn't
you
add
thought
up.
his what was the
That they have a venin.
No,
and they're
no.
trying to okay. And
Oh,
they're
that-
trying to like heal his soul to get him back to being
Oh, yeah,
not
no, I
a
remember you
venin.
had that. What was your idea of what Varish's signet would be?
Oh, like being able to spot weaknesses in people.
Oh, right,
But,
yeah.
like,
So would
maybe
that fit
could
in
help,
here?
Like in the way of like, oh, I can see where he still needs to be healed.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean? Like if it's like so many injuries and it's like I keep on thinking I've gotten them all, but there's still more.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not how I imagine mending works. Just because healing magic and other
Yeah, I feel like
places,
mending, your hands find the exact spots, right?
you find the exact spots.
Yeah.
But then he does say soul healing.
And maybe this
So
is not
maybe
something
that's
he's used
not
to.
something
Yeah.
he can really do easily. So then maybe Varsh's weakness spotting skills could help that. If you could spot any weakness, like it doesn't matter if it's a physical one or not. Oh, if it's, I don't know.
Yeah, no. Very interesting. Okay.
But this is like so confusing. I'm like, so he is doing something separate besides healing Dane's torture victims or whatever the heck's going on there.
Whatever is happening there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so he manages to convince Varsh to go. So they go. And because Varsh says we have to be quick. The others are fetching breakfast, so no one's there right now. And Varsh leaves.
Oh, the others. So that could include
Those two
Brady.
others would come back. No. Those two that were torturing them.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay. So they leave. And then Rhiannon whispers, I think we're alone. And I wanted to start singing I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany. But I didn't because it's very intense. So I turned the page. And Rhiannon's like, we got to get out of here. Varsh is going to kill Violet at this point. And Sawyer's like, are you serious? And Violet admits he's already pushed me to burnout once, which, she would have died at that moment.
Right. And the two guys are like...
They don't know all that's already happened up this point. They haven't seen him come and like search Violet like Rhiannon has. Like, this is all just new to them. They've been clueless.
But they're cluing in.
They are cluing in.
Yeah.
And so Riddick says, I'll ask the obvious question. What the hell do you know that we don't? And then Violet says, if I told you, and trust me, I've considered it, you would be the one strapped to the chair. I'm not about to let that happen. And then Sawyer says, maybe you should let us decide what risks we're going to take.
I mean, fair, but also good that she's being honest in this way. Like,
yeah, this is the type of honesty
that she should have been giving earlier.
But she's learning. It's slow, but she's learning.
Yeah.
So then Riddick says the lesser magic won't work on the lock. So that means you can't do Alohomora.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. And then wait, hold on. Dun-dun-dun-dun. They're like, okay, we just have to get out of here. We can worry about the rest later. So Sawyer is doing his little thing. He's like melting the hinges or something so that the door will come off. But he has to be careful not to like over melt it so it like literally fuses them in,
Yes. It does seem crazy that if signets disappearing is only new to this year, that no one else has ever escaped before. You're telling me that no one has ever had like a combination set of like their squad hasn't had a good combination to escape.
I don't think they found themselves in a position like this where not a single person was in the antechamber.
Yeah, but just get to the antechamber and then fight them.
Yeah, but the minute you're working on trying to open the door, someone's going to figure it out.
They definitely see you melting.
The scenario, the scenario is working out perfectly, right? So he's melting this, right? It's the door falls, they all grab it, they lower it down, and then now they're in the antechamber. They grab all of their swords or whatever, their knives and all that stuff, and they're both feeling like everybody's feeling better with that shit in their hands.
Yes.
They head for the main door. It's the same kind of lock. And then suddenly she gets this weird feeling like walking through the wards. She looks downstairs. The dagger closest to the door handle is hot and tingly. She pulls it from the sheath, bumping it against the door handle. And then as she brushes her thumb over the decorative pommel, and then middle clicks against metal and basically unlock the door.
Yeah, but she says that it's the same feeling I get when I walk through the wards on my door, which makes it sound like it's Xaden's magic.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
And it happens to be one of the knives that he gave her.
Right. So if this is Xaden's magic and Xaden is the one that did this, you think you could have told her that she had magic knives.
Right.
That could open doors.
Yeah.
However, my secondary theory is, do you know whose signet hasn't come up yet? Indarna's.
Right.
What if, okay, hear me out.
Okay, I'm hearing you.
Because then she says this line about like magic isn't tied to objects like that. What if her second signet from Indarna somehow is related to this? And if it is, she would be the most perfect person in the entire world to help make these daggers.
Right.
You know how they are struggling to make these daggers? Imagine if Violet could just make them without a luminary because of this signet. Either that
throws me into Quicksilver. Anybody read Quicksilver? Brand hasn't read it. Anyways, that just reminds me. That's like a perfect. That's like Whatever. That's
That's
Quicksilver.
funny.
You just gave Quicksilver.
I just gave the whole plot of another book.
No.
But I mean, yeah, because basically the only two options here is that it's Xaden, or this is like how she accidentally manifested that one signet from Taryn when the lightning struck when she kissed Xaden. It's just that happening again. Okay. But I don't really understand like what
all we know
kind of
is
signet
that
this would be particularly.
It's the dagger.
Yeah.
She pulls it out. It's got the decorative pommel. We know that he's given her these daggers and they've had runes on them. Yeah,
so
we know
just be
that.
Rune magic, but I'm just like, Xaden, tell her that she has magic unlocking.
Did she
signets.
ask, Brianna? Ask the right questions, Violet.
Maybe when she got taken to interrogation and you were still at the college, you could have just told her.
Okay. So anyways, they're like, what the hell? She's like, that's impossible. And then Rhiannon's like the only one who's got her head straight. She's like, stop staring and try the fucking door. And so they open the door. And again, they're like, holy shit. I was thinking magic isn't tied to objects like that. And Rhiannon's like, holy shit, later, escape now. I love how she does what we do when we're watching a TV show and everybody stops and talks while the monster is chasing them. Anyways.
But she says magic isn't tied to objects like that. Violet thinks that to herself, but it's like, but you do know of one case when that's not true.
Well, mage light. No.
That's a great point. But
Is that not what you're
meant.
thinking? Okay.
I was thinking of the daggers.
And
with the alloy
the daggers with the alloy.
Magic is tied to that object.
Good
so
point,
it's like,
Brianna.
you know this.
And now there's two things because the lights are freaking obviously magic.
That's also true. And then, anyways, I know she doesn't know much about this rune situation, but it seems obvious that the runes have some magic too if they called the Ven in there with runes.
Yeah, totally.
So, like, maybe remember those things, but that's fine. It's okay.
All right, so we have a treat for you guys. We actually took a little break and Brianna read chapter 25 and we're now going to discuss it. And I got the privilege of being with her while she read for this chapter. It was great.
Oh
I loved it.
Yeah, this chapter's really short.
Chapter 25 starts out with, if we ever chose to invade enemy territory, which we don't, I would choose Zola as my first target, take out Cliffsbane Academy, and you take out years of Griffin Riders in one strike. And this is a personal memoir from Lieutenant Panchek.
Yeah.
So, anyways, when I read this, I was like, wait, didn't we already take them out? I forgot that
it happens here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, my guess when this was mentioned, I was like, this is a weird thing to mention. Is this just to, like, remind us that Cliffsbane Academy exists? Like, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I definitely didn't think that. I was thinking about the wrong people attacking. So I wasn't thinking. I was like, well, there's no way Navarre just went and attacked it. So
oh yeah.
So what's happening?
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So they have just left, as we all know, the interrogation chamber thingy. Mm-hmm. And so they rush out, and Rhiannon asks where she got those knives from. Violet doesn't even hesitate, just answers Xaden. He had them made for me. And this is when Professor Grady says, oh, this is an unexpected delight. And he's like just sitting against the wall, basically.
With the knives, I was wondering, like, does this line, it doesn't even occur to me to lie. Does that indicate that she maybe should have lied? Like, later on, we're going to be like, maybe she should have lied at this point, or this was something maybe wasn't supposed to be.
Or she doesn't know the answer to her.
Yes, okay. Or the second thought, which is like, is this confirming that it is Xaden's magic attached to these daggers?
Oh, I see.
Or that he made them to... She
doesn't even know like what secret she might be giving away here because she doesn't know the secret is what I'm kind of getting from it, right? Yeah. She's just like, I don't know, Xaden made him. I don't know what happened.
That runes hold magic. I think that would be the secret.
Okay,
But then at the same time, it felt like Xaden's magic, so maybe he ruined her door. Maybe that's how it's so strong. But that doesn't really make sense either. Who knows? We'll find out.
Okay. And then, Professor Grady's there.
Yeah.
But she does get kind of like, oh my gosh, I'd rather basically die than go back into that chamber. But then she thinks, except for I will have to for final exam.
I know. That's, just leave Bezgaiath at this point. Just run away. Just go. I don't want to go through that again.
Who cares about this bullshit anyways? No.
Yeah. Just take your whole squad with you, though, because I love them.
I love this little interaction with Taryn. He says to her, think about that later. And she says, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And he says, of course you are. I chose well.
He's so arrogant. I love him so much.
So much. Anyways, so Professor Grady's all excited. Yay, you escaped. And then Rhiannon strides forward, lifts her sword in attack position, and then extends out her hand and says, give us a patch.
Yeah. Which is great. Also, we find out that it's like a secret patch.
Confidential patch.
Yeah, so it's like you get a patch, but you can't say what it's for.
Except for he tells everyone right before he starts, oh, hey, there's a patch if you can escape.
Right.
So it's not until you get out of that you'll know what that patch is.
Yeah, I guess, like, I mean, obviously you couldn't tell the first years, for example, and stuff.
I guess so, yeah.
But I just thought it was kind of funny. Because it's like, you have a patch, but like also it's a secret patch. But it's like it's one that anyone can see.
I know. Okay, so days later, I guess, because it says that Dain hasn't looked at her in the eye for the next few days. So this is some days later.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, what'd I say? Thank you for doing the only decent thing and not violating my privacy. Like, it's almost like not really too much to thank someone for. Like, thanks for
doing the bare minimum as a person you claim as your
as
friend.
just a decent human being.
That too.
Yeah. So Riddick's trying to convince her that, like, it's unhealthy that she's not been out and just, you know, blowing off steam as she should.
Yeah.
She mentions that, like, she got mended, so she has no marks on her, but everybody else still, you know, they still have their bruises and stuff.
Yeah.
And also they lost the first year's gauntlet, and she's kind of upset about that she wasn't even there to, like, at least acknowledge them at death roll, you know?
Yeah. That's rough.
But yeah, Sawyer is also agreeing with Riddick, and then there's a note here that her squad mates have barely let her out of their sight, so they're now on protection duty.
Yeah, which is exactly what she was worried about happening if she told them anything. But also, it's good. Like,
I know, I think she just needs to embrace the fact that this is, I don't know, a group operation here.
Yeah.
Yeah. First squad also lost someone from the interrogation. Now this is apparently second time. Second one's been taken.
Yeah, so
lost.
two writers have died on assessment day of interrogation. That's not good.
Is Varish going in there? This
Every
is the
time.
question. Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Or not, because he just needs to get out all of his anger.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah. So then we hear about the scribe cadet walking by. She can't see who it is. It's odd. Usually they're only in the quadrant for death roll or whenever Markham needs extra people. Now, knowing what we know, which way is the scribe cadet walking?
Right.
Away?
Probably.
Because after knowing what we know
about how the printing works, how all of that works, it seems most likely that it was a scribe that did it.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, unless it's Jacinia, then it makes a lot more
I
sense.
feel like she would recognize Jacinia.
Even with the hood down.
I don't know. Or at least suspect
it,
like the way they walk.
The
I know, but there is strides and heights and all that stuff. I don't know.
I don't think it's her particularly, but it also would make the most sense if it's going to be a scribe for it to be her. I mean, she's closest to Markham, so she would probably know things that maybe the others don't because she's working so directly under him.
And she's read the books of fables now. Yeah.
On board with
because this is very specifically worded.
Yes.
Thing. Okay, sorry, we're jumping.
It was definitely suspicious. In the moment, I was just like, okay, like that's weird, and that specifically paired with the next thing that was kind of weird.
But the one where it was...
where Taryn told me he felt Sigale get very angry last night.
So you thought those things together were connected?
Yeah, and I was like, I was just like, the vibes are off. Something crazy is about to happen. But now I'm like, I don't know if they're connected, unless Xaden also somehow knows about this through his connections of the Griffin Riders, which he probably does, because he does meet with them and hand them...
I do know what the Sigale's mad about, although I didn't when I read it. I had to like, wait, and I had to look ahead.
Better not be that he's not coming, or that she's not going.
But the scribe thing, I don't like have any like surety. I just know what you know, and to me, it just seems like it must have to do with that.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Somehow. So then as they're going towards Battle Brief, Caroline Ashton and some other like First Wing people, it's so funny because we're named First Wing, but it's not because we want to be part of First Wing. It was just because that was your suggestion and I wasn't allowed to
tell me why that doesn't make sense.
Why. Yeah, because it's your first time reading and it worked out for that purpose. But I was like, I don't really like First Wing because Jack and Caroline.
Yeah, okay. But I was like, Caroline, like why does she keep on getting mentioned? Like, why is Caroline here all the time? And she gets brought up again a little bit later. I'm like, can we shut up about Caroline? And I really thought it was going to be, I mean, it is relevant, but not in the way I was thinking. I was like, maybe her and Violet are like secretly going to become friends and then Caroline's going to die. You know.
Because that's what happens when you name them. But instead it's because somehow she's the one the author has picked to be connected.
Maybe she's the one who pulled his pieces
broken
out
body
from under the
I don't know.
Mountain.
I don't know. But however, this First Wing people are asking how they did it, how they got out. They're like, it's a classified patch. There's like, I just want to know how you did it. Rumor is it took them an entire day to reset the interrogation room after you guys. Right. And that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
and then,
I mean, they melted a lock.
Yeah.
So
I guess that's all they really did.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to forge new metal locks.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unless you have like a spare one, I suppose.
So anyways, the advice is just don't break and stick together. And then Bodhi comes up and is like, shouldn't you all be in battle brief? And sends them all running to the door. So then she says to Bodhi, Taryn told me he felt Sigale get very angry last night. Anything I should know about?
That means it was strong enough that they could feel it over miles. So it must have been very, very angry. Extremely angry.
That's what I was thinking.
Because
they generally can't communicate, but that communicated.
But I wonder if I said this out loud or I just thought it, but I thought when they first mentioned that they can't communicate, I was like, oh, I wonder if they can, like, still sense each other a bit, because, like, the pathways can't really close completely.
Yeah, you did say something like that.
Yeah. And here it is.
Here it is. So Bodhi doesn't know why. But as they go in, she can tell something's off because there's just like an energy in the air and people are like murmuring and they're just like, oh my gosh, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Basically, on the chairs is this parchment piece and it says, Zola falls to dragon fire. Keyword here. The third largest city in the Breivik province has fallen to the blue fire dragons. Not the blue dragons, the blue fire dragons. Not the fire from the blue dragons.
Yeah, the blue
and
fire
their
dragons.
riders.
I was like, the what? Like, that's not what they're called. They're called wyverns. I mean, I know, I get it. Like, this is not who wrote this, how much information do they have, etc. But I'm like, okay, so the wyverns, like, the blue fire dragons.
With a venom.
Woo! Okay.
And then it says... Crazy. It basically says that they fought, but it was a 2-day battle. They didn't win. Anybody who didn't evacuate died. 10,000 lives have been lost, that's including crazy. The general of the army, basically.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Like, I know that they've been at war with Promiel, but
we also know that their war with Promiel is only because they're refusing to
stealing our stuff. Thanks. Oh, sorry,
they're refusing to come to Promiel's aid, and so Promiel is taking things in desperation to save their people.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I know that everyone else is like, oh, we're at war with these guys, but this is not the kind of war that they're in.
Yeah.
You know, like, they're like in a border skirmish is more like what the general population is probably thinking. Not, let's murder entire cities.
Right. And then, again, anybody not knowing even a little bit of... Anybody not knowing the fables, for example, would just be like... Dragons are killing them. That's all they'll get from this.
Yep.
And they'll get from it better because he takes it away, so they can't sit and study it. But
Yep.
But Violet does like look desperately at Bodhi and Imogen because these are the people who know, and they're all just like they don't know what to do. And she's like, okay, well, I obviously need to calm down because I can't attract attention.
Obvious, yeah.
Riddick asks, like, is this real? Is this some kind of test to see if we can discern official proclamation leaflets from propaganda?
I know. And I was like, oh, great. That's how they're going to twist this.
Basically, right?
Yep.
In a way. He sort of doesn't want to get into it because he does exactly what she says, right? With deflecting the whole thing and distracting them.
Good thing is that today was the day for big old deflection.
Yeah, I guess
big old distraction.
I guess so. Devara also has just been handed the leaflet. And Violet's like, please be who I think you are.
Yeah.
All we get is that her eyes widen.
Yeah.
And that
until
she then
later,
looks at them
because later she pockets it.
She does pocket it, yeah.
And I'm like, good for you.
Yep. Anyways, so Rhiannon's been trying to get a hold of Violet, obviously, from the way she's talking. And what she basically wants to know what Violet thinks about it. But at this moment, Markham walks in and says, what is all the commotion this morning?
I know. And I was like, oh, so this, like, I don't know. I didn't know if he was somehow a part of this. If he was going to take this information that he was like, okay, this information might reach us, so I'm going to get ahead of it.
Oh. But instead, you see that he didn't know anything about it.
He did not know anything about this. Was not his plan. He did not know this was going to happen.
Yeah. Throughout here, Violet is just explaining what she knows about, like it looks standard. I've never seen outside of Promish what theirs looks like, but, it's definitely new. It's just been printed. She's getting information to them to indicate that it probably has just been printed and is, well...
She's telling them everything she knows.
Just the facts about printing.
That couldn't be the actual confidential stuff. Like, every piece of information she has that isn't the confidential information, she's, like, doing it. She's doing it all. She's
basically saying also from this, like, there's no way these got hauled in from the border, so that means they were done here, right?
Yeah.
Well, at this point, though, she sees Markham saying something to Caroline Ashton.
I know. And I was like, why does this bitch... Why is she here all the time?
Yeah, who gives a shit about her?
Yeah.
Someone does, obviously.
Yes, well, here we go.
Yeah, and so Caroline runs off. And then Violet's like, it was printed here. So the story's like, well, then it's not real? And she's like, well, just because it's printed here for public dissemination doesn't mean it's real, but also doesn't mean it's not.
Yeah. I was like, well, she didn't say it wasn't real. She just said...
Yeah. And Sawyer's like, well, we there's no way we sent a riot to annihilate a city of civilians. And then Violet says, because this is like the last bit, Markham's like now getting everybody to be quiet. She says, if someone was trying to get news out, they'd send one leaflet like this to the printing press to be approved by scribes. Once approved, it'd take hours to set, blah, blah, blah. But this one isn't official. There's no seal. Either it's fake and printed for just this class, which is a lot of work, or it's real and not approved.
Right.
And this is what she's like, I would say this whether I know anything or not.
Yes.
But she's not certain right now if this is true. She doesn't know.
I think she's just hoping it's not. I think she knows in her heart of hearts that it's true.
Yeah. So now Markham's like, well, apparently we're not ready for today's exercise. We were going to follow up on our discussion about propaganda, but I can see now that I overestimated your ability to judge a simple printing like this without hysteria.
Asshole. Just absolute asshole.
Yeah. Violet's like, she's like, yeah, you think only writers can be vicious? Words are just as capable of eviscerating someone as a blade, and he's a master.
Yeah.
So then Rand's like, well, on the off chance we did this and someone leaked the information, you know him better than we do. What's his next move? And she's like, he'll discredit.
Rand is so smart. Rand asks the best questions.
She is super smart.
Yeah.
Discredit, deflect, then distract. That's what she says. And then he proceeds to follow that perfectly.
Yep. Gaslighting 101.
Yep. So he's just like, well, this is stupid. Basically pass this up. They pass it up. And he's like, come on, you should have been able to spot this as propaganda, which instantly makes it not. It does mention here that Devara pocketed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what you were saying.
Yeah. I was like, thank God. She's smart.
And so then he's like, also, when have we ever flown a riot comprised only of blue dragons? Which, of course, if I had heard that, I would have been like, oh, yeah, that's dumb. Mm-hmm. Because, again, he waited until no one could read the line again to think about it.
Oh, God.
I know.
Oh,
he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
That's how he got where he was.
That's how he got where he was.
Was or is. Sorry.
It will be was when Jacinia takes over.
That's right.
Yay.
Woo woo. So he's like, we'll return to this lesson when you guys are ready, because you're obviously not.
Oh, God.
So then he says, celebration is in order. And so this is deflection's done. Distraction is starting.
Yep.
And he goes, I wasn't sure this day would come, which is why I hope that you'll forgive us for keeping the months of Colonel Nolan's hard work a secret. When Brianna read this, she was like, oh, like, I'm finally going to find out.
Yeah, I was like, we finally get to know what it is.
We didn't want to disappoint you if he could not pull off what was arguably be the greatest achievement of any mender in our history.
But why?
Just keep thinking, girl. Keep thinking. Markham raises his hand towards the doorway and smiles. He was crushed under the weight of a mountain a few months ago, but Nolan has mended bone after bone to return him to our quadrant. Oh gosh, Brianna was so excited when she read this. I wish you guys could have seen it. It was great. She was like, oh no.
I just don't, like, literally, why do that? Writers die all the time.
Yeah, why
Aren't you
Jack
supposed
Barlow?
to kill off the weaker people? By being crushed by a mountain, he's clearly the weaker person. Is he, like, related to Varish or something?
All I'm going to say here is don't let them deflect and distract.
It's not actually him. It's someone's wearing his mask.
No.
I'm just like, yeah, anyways. It comes down to, like, what is the fucking point of almost, killing Nolan, basically. Mm-hmm. For what? For Jack? Who cares about Jack? That's the real question. Who does care about Jack? Who is he?
I'm only going to say one more thing and then we're going to keep going. Don't forget the line that Nolan said it's hard work mending a soul.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to keep going.
I just assumed that meant the mountain crushed him so hard it crushed his soul too.
You can't crush his soul.
With a mountain you can.
Hey.
Have you had a mountain fall on you?
No.
Probably would crush your soul.
No, I don't think so. I think my soul can go through mountains.
Yeah, this is confusing, to say the least. Like, there's obviously more to it, because what a weird waste of time otherwise.
Yeah, no,
like,
totally.
Genuinely...
How many people are dying all over the place?
Crazy. Is this just like, so they're like, oh, do you know what? We need a really creative way to kill Violet.
I don't know. Or it's a way for us to be thinking, oh, Rebecca, are you trying to show us everybody you kill is just going to come back? Anybody worth mentioning.
Where's Violet's dad?
Who was the other writer that I feel like did that all the time? Or was it one of Sarah J. Maas's books where I just feel like every time someone died, they came back? Or no, am I making that up? No? Okay.
I feel like I've definitely read books like that where it's like, no one dies. They always come back. But I can't think of the specific one.
Okay, cool. Well, anyways, yes. So this is a moment of shock.
This is a moment of confusion.
And confusion. Violet asks Tarn to check. I don't know what he's checking, but he's going to check.
See if it's actually him, I guess, like by connecting with his
Soulless
dragon.
or something? I
Not
don't know.
Soulless.
Nope,
Jack's
that's the wrong
dragon.
one. Bade.
Yeah.
Babe?
I don't know. I didn't think I needed to remember that shit. He's dead.
God dang it. Maybe we need to learn what's her name again.
Come...
She's gonna come back.
No, I don't think she's
No, her
back.
name is gonna come back. Okay. So they're like, oh my God, it's really him. What happened? And Violet's like, I'm breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, because she's having a minor panic attack. Sawyer's like, you brought an entire cliff on his unhinged ass. How the fuck was there anything left to mend?
Good point.
Uh-huh.
Is it actually him?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then...
Or did they capture his broken soul in a glass and they built him back piece by piece? That would be very incredible.
For what purpose?
Yeah, but truly,
So many
what
questions,
a waste of time. Aren't they supposed to die? Like, isn't that the point of this place?
Right. So he is walking with Caroline Ashton, who's escorting him back. So that's what she was doing. That's why she was with Nolan. I don't know why her specifically.
I don't know. Maybe they're lovers.
Maybe they are. Jack pivots as he reaches an empty seat, turning slowly and nodding as the applause carries on. The look on his face is almost humble, like a man who's received a second chance. He definitely doesn't deserve.
When did the Writers' Quadrant start giving out second chances?
Right? Like, you lost, buddy. You should be dead. Yeah, then he pivots, looking up the row to find me. Dun, dun, dun. Anyways, Rhiannon says maybe he learned his lesson. And Riddick says, no. He's definitely going to try to kill you. Again.
Yeah, this is a man who cannot learn a lesson. If he even is a man. Because I'm not convinced. He's probably just a robot.
Yeah. I mean, you're just going to have to find out. But all I have to say is, holy moly, we got through that, and the next 2 chapters are fire.
This is crazy. I keep on thinking, just why? And just like I had no clue that that's what Varys was going to be working on this whole time, I don't think I'm going to have any clue why until it's revealed, because I cannot fathom a reason that he would be back that isn't, like, dumb, like, to kill Violet, or because it's, like, Varys' son or something.
Yeah, like he's already failed killing Violet so many times. Like, if they were going to try to... It's not like he's the only one.
Yeah, isn't that what RSC is for? Like...
so many other ways to kill her.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, good. So you guys got a bonus 3 chapters, because the... Not next one, but the one after that is super long. So we just... Anyways.
Yeah.
We decided. So cool.
We do have a review to read on the podcast.
We do. This is from S @ EVIG.
Saving. Is that what that spells?
There's no N. It's EVIG. But anyways. This person said, you guys have helped recap some very important things I didn't put some thought into. I was so resistant to read these books because of their hype, but I'm happy I relented, and you guys have critically contributed to this journey. Thank you for your shenanigans. Nice. I'm glad you're reading this. I know sometimes when a book gets hyped up too much, it can actually turn people off.
Yeah.
But it is a really good series. And I think this is a fun way to read it for the first time, because you do get to, like...
You can put zero thought behind it.
And let Brianna think for you.
I generally love to read with zero thought behind it. Just let the plot carry me. So this has been a fun exercise.
I do have to make a little side note of someone else's review. Because this person, S3A underscore ST4R, which is like something star, I guess. C star maybe? Let me know if I'm right, this person. Anyways, they were very cute and decided to let us know that they're on episode 1 and we're mispronouncing Bisgayeth.
Yeah.
And I listen, I'm worried this person's not going to make it to this particular episode to hear their review, because we mispronounce everything, and if you can't handle it, doesn't get better. And if you can't handle it, then we are probably the most annoying people on earth for you. But it's become almost just I guess the inside joke of our podcast at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, if I couldn't listen to a Harry Potter podcast that mispronounced everything all the time.
Yeah, because we love it so much.
Yeah, so I get it if it's frustrating.
Yeah, they did.
It's just all these things are so hard to say. They're all spelled weird.
They recommend we listen to audiobooks, because then we would have it implanted in our brain.
I don't like audiobooks.
Neither of us like audiobooks. We're really sorry. I know it's a thing, but just both of us love a good book in our hands.
Yeah. And it's not because I don't think audiobook reading is real reading. I do.
Oh,
I just
totally.
don't like listening to them, because it ruins the storyline for me, because I don't imagine their voices sounding like that, and their connotations of their words and the way, and then I miss a second, and then I miss all the context. I just can't.
I can't If I was driving and it was like a long drive, highway driving, I think I could probably listen to an audiobook because
Yep.
I think that would be nice actually. Maybe I could try that sometime, but instead I listen to podcasts. But I'm too distracted in life to listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
Anyways, so and when I want to sit down and read, like I don't do anything else. I just sit, I read, I don't listen to
you
music.
can't just sit and do nothing while you listen to an audiobook.
My
Lord,
eyes
just
need something.
Staring off into space.
Okay, guys, sorry. But anyways, thank you for that person, maybe C-Star, who wanted to point out our... I mean, they also said, like, I know you've probably been yelled at a lot already. So, listen, if you're here all the way to this point, you made it this far, we must be pretty
Trying
good.
harder. We've been saying Bezgaeth more often. It's just the other things.
I'm sure I still mispronounce Bazgaeth.
Yeah, probably.
I think I say Bazgiath sometimes.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, man. I even have a pronunciation guide right here. It says Bazgiath.
Well, that's wrong. It's
Paromial.
Bazgaeth.
Oh, sorry. It says Bazgai. I can't even read that's what it says. Bazgaieth. Paromial. Arisha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. But you can send us another review and correct us if you want, but maybe also include a review portion of it too, so I can read that.
Yeah.
And then follow us on Instagram and Threads. I'm taking over Brianna's part. Because we're at First Wing Pod and we are there. Sometimes we post, and you can also comment or send messages or all that good stuff.
Yeah, this episode is probably going to come out after our panel at MegaCon. But we were there, and it was great, in theory. And we will probably post
we
about
hope it was great.
Like some fun pictures and stuff of fans and our panel on the social media. So go look at it.
Yeah, and Brianna has gone. if this really is afterwards, I think it would be.
I think so.
Yeah. As Violet.
Yes.
Cosplaying Violet.
So we'll post some pictures of my cosplay.
And I have something I threw together that might be a cosplay of, what's her name? Selena.
Sardothian.
Is that how you say it?
Nope. Also, I say Aelin Galanthus, and apparently it's definitely not Galanthus. I don't remember what it is.
I know, because Christina listens to audiobooks and corrected her the other day. Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. Thanks so much for being here and still listening to us.
Yes.
We are excited to have you.
And next episode, we will cover chapters 26 and 27.
Yay. All right. Join us next time, writers.
Bye.
Bye.